The International Renewable Energy Agency continues working closely with various stakeholders in the country to develop the Malaysia Energy Transition Outlook, support the national aspiration to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2050. IRENA Director General Francesco said the outlook, which is scheduled to be published next year, would provide more specific inputs and outline ways for Malaysia to accelerate the country's independence from fossil fuels.
It reported that 80% of countries in this world are net importers of fossil fuels, including Malaysia.
The outlook that we have been building in continual consultation and partnership with local entities, the outlook already provide for suggestion on where to move. And now we are also trying to support the government in getting the funding for the project needed.
In an exclusive interview with Bernama, said from the forthcoming METO, he found that energy demand growth in Malaysia is projected to double by 2050. Meanwhile, in the power sector, renewable energy is expected to reach 70% of power capacity, achieving 51% variable renewable energy generation share by 2050. Besides that, he also pointed out that solar photovoltaic and hydropower will be the key technology for renewable energy power acceleration in Malaysia, where $30 billion renewable energy investment is required in the next decade and 67% of new renewable energy to be concentrated in Peninsular Malaysia.
1.6 gigawatts of new solar capacity from now to 2030. This means more or less having 30 billion of investment. That this will become until 2050, 380 billion of investment needed.
He added key technology steps include accelerating the uptake of electric vehicles, alongside its infrastructure and supply chain, expanding current biofuel programs, and paving the path for green hydrogen production. IRENA is an intergovernmental organization that supports countries in their transition to a sustainable energy future and serves as the principal platform for international cooperation, the center of excellence and a repository of policy, technology, resource and financial knowledge on renewable energy. Meanwhile, noted that investing in transition would bring tangible socio-economic benefits to the country and people, where it will create more energy transition-related jobs and good gross domestic product growth. IRENA will also host their first regional investment forum in Indonesia in 2 days to bring together ASEAN policymakers, companies and investors to make investment accessible and prepare renewable projects on the ground. On Monday, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob welcomed the preliminary report of the METO study on energy transition scenarios that can implement. Ismail Sabri also hopes that the METO final report will guide the direction of the country's energy transition until 2050 and contribute more significantly to the country's aspiration to be a carbon-neutral nation by 2050 once finalized. Malaysia became the 144th member of IRENA in April 2010.